In this video, you'll learn how to use MMC as a sales agent by logging in and performing some basic point-of-sale tasks. If you're new to MMC and you have not yet watched the video titled Introduction to MMC, Login and Navigation, I recommend watching that one first. It will help you get familiar with the basic layout and menus before you continue with this lesson. For this demonstration, we are already logged in as Julie Smith, who is an agent assigned to the CBX agency. In MMC, every agent user is assigned to one specific agency. Even though an agent can sell tickets for multiple carriers, all sales and accounting are always recorded under the agency that the agent is assigned to. If an agent needs to work shifts for a different agency, they will need a separate user login for that other agency. Now look at the upper right-hand corner of the screen. You will see an orange circle with the initials of the agent who is logged in. In this example, you will also see the text, "Hello, Julie Smith," followed by the agency name and agency code. In this case, CBX Cross-Border Express 0011. This is a quick way to confirm which user and agency are currently active. On the main navigation dashboard, most agent users will see three feature cards: Point of Sale, Reports, and Client Care Desk. Point of Sale is the main feature that agents use every day. This is where you create new sales, take payments, and handle most customer transactions. The Reports feature card opens the MMC reporting portal. This is where you can view daily revenue reports and other summary information from previous days. It's important to understand the difference between what you see in Point of Sale and what you see in Reports. The Point of Sale screen shows your current transaction journal and shift totals, meaning the activity you are doing right now. It does not contain the full daily revenue reports. Those are only available through the reporting portal, and we will cover that in a separate video. The Client Care Desk feature card takes you to the TDS Client Care Desk support page. From there, you can report business interruption issues, log problems, and ask questions. The support desk is monitored 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. However, most questions and general support requests are handled Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. If you do not see this feature card, or if your company has its own support process, please follow your company's procedures first. The TDS support desk is intended for critical outage reporting and administrative requests, not for day-to-day job training or how-to questions. For now, we are going to focus on the sales workflow. On the navigation dashboard, click on the Point of Sale feature card to begin. The Point of Sale home screen is where an agent begins nearly every daily task. For a ticket counter agent, this is the hub for creating new sales and taking payments. For a call center agent, it's also where you can start the sales flow and access reservation lookup. On the left side of the screen, you'll see the Book a Ticket panel. This is the starting point for a new purchase. Here, the agent selects the ticket type, travel dates, the departing from and going to locations, and the passenger counts by type. You'll also see an ADA option, which should be selected when one or more passengers will remain in their wheelchair while on the bus. On the right side of the screen are additional tools available to the agent. The exact options you see depend on the roles assigned to your user account. In our example, this agent can search for a reservation, process specific paid-ins, view the transaction journal, review total shift activity, and complete end-of-shift reporting. We'll walk through each of these features throughout this overview. For now, let's start by completing our first sale using Book a Ticket. By default, the travel dates field is set to today. This is intentional because most ticket counter sales are for departures happening the same day. In this example, our agent is working from the CBX Cross-Border Express location on the U.S. side of the Tijuana airport. CBX is a pedestrian bridge that allows travelers to enter or exit the airport from the United States. This makes it a common starting point for customers who are connecting to bus travel originating from the CBX facility. Even though an agency may operate out of a specific location, an agent can originate tickets from any available departure point. Sales and accounting are still tracked under the agency the agent is assigned to, regardless of what origin or destination is selected. For our first sale, we'll do a basic one-way trip from CBX to Los Angeles, California, departing today, for one adult and one child. Start in the Departing From box. As you type the first few letters, MMC will filter the available stops. Type CBX, then select it from the list. Next, in the Going To box, type LOS. You'll see multiple matches, so choose Los Angeles, CA, which is the destination we want. Now set the passenger counts to 1 adult and 1 child. Leave ADA unchecked for now. Also leave tax exempt unchecked. This option is only used in cases where tax may apply and the customer qualifies for a tax exemption. When you're ready, click the orange Continue button. This takes you to the Select Depart Schedule screen. On this screen, you may see some results labeled Departed. This is controlled by a carrier setting called the Schedule Depart window. It defines how long after the scheduled departure time a ticket can still be sold, which helps in cases where a bus is running late. Many organizations use a 4-hour window, but agents should always follow their company's rules and pay close attention to actual departure conditions. At the top of the Select Depart Schedule screen, you'll see a calendar control that lets you move forward or backward by date, along with a Modify Search button for adjusting your search parameters. Below that are the schedule results. Each result shows the depart time, arrive time, trip duration, number of transfers, current availability, and the schedule information, including the carrier code and schedule number. You'll also see the mileage for the trip. Finally, look to the right side of a result row for the magnifying glass icon. Clicking it opens the itinerary view, where you can review the full trip details, including all stops between departure and final arrival. If the trip includes a connection, you'll also see the layover time and transfer details at the connection point. Once the agent selects a departing schedule, that row expands to show the available fare options. Most agents will see at least one fare option, and often more than one. What you see here depends on the carrier and the pricing method being used. In this example, we're using a distance-based fare. Each fare line shows the fare type name, a restrictions column, and the price. One important note about the restrictions column: in many cases, this text is more of a short description than an actual restriction. The wording is driven by the carrier's fare setup. Some carriers use point-to-point fares, some have special case fares, and others may offer options like non-refundable versus refundable fares. You'll also notice that fares are shown by passenger type. An adult fare and a child fare may be priced differently, and the restrictions text may also vary by passenger type. Now we will select the fare options we want, and you'll see the order summary appear on the right-hand side of the screen. This panel shows what we've selected so far, and the pricing totals up to this point. When we click Continue, we are confirming the selection and starting the cart process. This is a timed process that temporarily holds capacity and pricing for a limited period of time. This is especially important when dynamic pricing is in use, where fares can change based on availability and market conditions. Next, a modal appears titled Assign Order to an Account. This step allows the agent to assign the order to an existing customer account, create a new customer account, or continue as a guest purchase. For most ticket counter sales, the agent will continue as a guest. We'll cover customer accounts in a later training module. For now, we'll select Continue as Guest. Now, look along the top of the screen. You can see a countdown timer showing how much time I have left to complete the sale. At this step, the agent will enter passenger and contact information, and they can also select the number of checked bags for each passenger if needed. Passenger first name and last name are required. Email address and phone number are optional, and the promo code field is also optional. For this example, we'll enter our passengers as Tom Jones and Jenny Jones, and we'll leave the contact fields and promo code blank. Next, we'll take a quick moment to show what happens when we select checked bags. Baggage rules are determined by the carrier, and based on those rules, MMC will calculate and display any baggage fees associated with the bag count. Watch the right-hand summary panel as the baggage fees appear and the total updates. For now, we're going to set the baggage count back to 0 for each passenger. When the agent is ready, they click the orange Continue button to move to the next step in the purchase flow. Now we can see we are on the seat assignment screen. This screen lets the agent choose an available seat for each passenger. On the right side of the seating chart, the passenger names are listed in order. Seat selection follows that same order, so as we pick seats, the seat numbers populate next to each passenger automatically. For this example, we select seats 5 and 6. As we click each seat on the chart, the seat number fills in for the next passenger in the list. If we need to change a specific passenger's seat, we first highlight that passenger's name on the right side. This focuses the selection on that passenger. Now notice the passenger name is outlined in orange, confirming who we are assigning a seat for. Then we select the new seat, and the assignment updates. Once we have locked in a seat for each passenger, we move to the Submit button under the passenger names. When the agent clicks Submit, the system either continues to the next bus in the itinerary, or, if there is only one bus, it moves us to the payment screen. For this example, we are traveling on a single bus, so we click the orange Submit button now. Now we move to the payment selection screen. This screen shows all payment options available to the agent for processing the order. The payment options we see here are based on the agency's configuration. If the agent expects an option that is not listed, they need to check with their system administrator. In our example, we have two payment types, cash and offline bank card. Let's quickly review what each one means. Cash is based on the currency of the sale. In this case, the sale is in US dollars, so cash payments are recorded in USD. Offline bank card is used when the agency processes the credit card outside of MMC. This option lets the agent record reference details like the first 6 digits, the last 4 digits, an authorization code, and the card expiration month and year. It's important to understand these fields are informational. Because the payment is processed outside of MMC, any details entered here can be subject to human error. The agent should follow their organization's policy on what specific information should be recorded. Now, look at the payment amount options. For each payment type, we can pay the remaining balance in full, or we can enter a different amount using Other Amount. This is what allows multiple forms of payment on the same order. For this example, we start with a partial cash payment. We select cash, then choose Other Amount, and enter $10. Then we click Save Payment. Now the remaining balance updates in the order summary. Next, we select Offline Bank Card and choose Remaining Balance. A section appears for cardholder details. We enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the first 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4 for the last 4. For the authorization code, we enter AB1223. Then we enter the expiration month and year as 12 and 26. When the agent is ready, they click Save Payment. Now we can see both payments listed as pending under the payment type area, one for cash and one for offline bank card. To submit the payments and book the tickets, we go to the summary panel and click Continue. This completes the transaction, and MMC records both the cash amount and the offline bank card amount in the payment journal. Now that we complete a purchase, we land on the confirmation page. At the top of the screen, we see the trip details. This is a one-way trip, so only the outbound segment appears. If needed, we can also open the full itinerary from here. Just below, we see the passenger section. This order includes 2 passengers. Both statuses show as active. One passenger is an adult and one is a child. We can review the fare types and any associated restrictions. As we continue down, we can see the selected seats, the passenger names, and any bags tied to the order. If a name is entered incorrectly, we can edit the name directly here, save the change, and move on. Scrolling further down the page brings us to the purchase information. This section shows the confirmation number, the date the order was booked, the company that processed the sale, the agent name, the payment method, and the buyer's name. Under the payment summary, we see an itemized breakdown of the fares. This includes the subtotal and the full payment method used to complete the transaction. Now look to the right side of the screen. This area contains the print options. We can print using a Zebra printer on pre-printed stock or roll paper, or we can generate a standard PDF for printing or saving. From this same panel, we can send a confirmation email, reschedule the trip, void the transaction if there is an error, or cancel the order later if needed. We can also start a new order, assign this order to an account, or change seats. Let's start from the top with printing. When we click Print, a preview loads. From here, we can print the ticket or download the file. Next, we send a confirmation email. When we select this option, a modal appears prompting us to enter an email address. Once submitted, the confirmation email is sent. Now we move into rescheduling. We click Reschedule, and the reschedule flow opens. We change the date because the original date no longer works for the passengers. The origin and destination remain the same, but those could be updated if needed. If applicable, tax-exempt options are available here. We can also choose to reschedule only one passenger. In this case, we reschedule both passengers. If the company has a configured reschedule fee, the system applies it automatically. Removing that fee requires specific roles. Here we see that a manager override would be required to remove it. We continue with the reschedule. The schedule results load and look the same as when booking a ticket originally. We select a new departure time and continue. On the fare screen, the total shows $0. This means the new trip does not cost more than the original one. If the new fare were higher, the price difference would appear here for payment. We continue forward and are prompted to either assign the order to an account or continue as a guest. We continue as a guest. At this step, we could modify passenger names again if needed. We leave them unchanged and move on. Now we select seats for the new trip. Once the seats are selected, the new order is created. Next, we navigate to the transaction journal. Here we can see the original order. Its status now shows as reissued, indicating it has been rescheduled. The journal links the original order to the new order for full visibility and audit tracking. If the passenger later needs to cancel, there are two cancel options available: cancel with credit or cancel without refund. Before canceling, we demonstrate changing seats. When we select Change Seats, the current seat assignments load. Some seats are already occupied. We choose New Available Seats, submit the change, and confirm the update. After changing seats, we can send another confirmation email if needed. If an email were already stored on the account, it would send automatically. In this case, we manually enter the email and send it. The updated seat assignments now display on the order, showing Seat 1 and Seat 2. Next, we move on to assigning this order to an account. To assign an order to an account, we first need to create the account. We start by returning to the main point of sale screen. In the upper right-hand corner, we see the search area. Just below it is Reservation Advanced Search. We select that, then choose Search by Account. On this screen, we see the option to create a new account. We click Create Account and the account form opens. We fill in the required details including first name, last name, email address, phone number, and address. We also enter the state and zip code. When everything is complete, we click Create. A confirmation message appears showing the account was created successfully. Now we navigate back to Point of Sale and open the transaction journal. We select the most recent order, which is the order we were just working with. Another way to access this order is from the Point of Sale screen using the confirmation number search. Entering the confirmation number takes us directly to the order. With the order open, we're ready to assign it to an account. We click Assign to Account. The search panel appears. We search using the email address associated with the account we just created. The agent could also search by last name, first name, phone number, confirmation number, or account number. We click Search. The account appears in the results. We select it, then assign the order. Once assigned, the account holder information updates on the order. We now have access to the account view. At the top, we see the account details. When we expand the reservations section, we can see the order linked to this account. Below that, there are sections for credits, loyalty, and account notes. Logged interactions appear here to help support future customer service activity. Now, while still in the account view, we go back to the order to demonstrate cancellation. On the order, we select Cancel. We choose Cancel with Credit. The Without Refund option is typically used for non-refundable fares when the seat still needs to be released. In this case, we proceed with credit. We could cancel only one passenger if needed, but here we cancel both passengers. If there are fees that should be refunded, we can select them. We choose a cancellation reason and add notes for documentation. On the right side, we also have the option to apply a cancellation fee. We enter a $5 cancellation fee and continue. The order status now updates to canceled. When we return to the account view, we can see that $71 in credit is now available on the account for future use. Next, we place a new order to demonstrate how those credits are used. At the top of the point of sale screen, we select Purchase One Way or Round Trip. We choose a new travel date, select the same route, and choose 2 adult passengers. Then we continue. We select a schedule option. Since there is only one fare type, both passengers fall under that fare. We continue. The passenger name autofills from the account information. If the traveler is not the account holder, the agent can edit the name here. We make that change and continue. The account holder information remains populated, and we proceed to seat selection. After selecting seats, we reach the payment screen. At the top, we see the option to use available credits. In this example, credits are automatically applied based on company configuration. If auto apply were disabled, the agent would manually select the credit section. The remaining balance is $5, which we collect in cash. We complete the order. Now we're back on the order confirmation page. From here, we return to the account details and open the credits section. We can see the canceled order, the notes entered during cancellation, and the credits that were applied to the new order. In the reservations section, the previous order shows as canceled, and the new order shows as active. From the account view, the agent can also edit the account holder's name, address, email address, and phone number. There is an option to reset the account password, which sends a password reset email to the customer. The agent can manage credits by adding or subtracting amounts, along with notes explaining the reason. After saving, the updated credit balance appears immediately. Loyalty points can also be managed here, using the same process, if the company has a loyalty program enabled. If there is an order that was created as a guest purchase, the agent can link it using Assign Guest Order by entering the order number, email address, and buyer's last name. Notes can be added to the account to help future agents better assist the customer. These notes are visible to anyone who accesses the account. Finally, the agent can lock an account to prevent purchases or delete the account if a customer requests their information to be removed. I'm going to review some of the additional options available in the point of sale, located along the right side of the screen. On the right, we have a search area where we can look up an order by confirmation number or open Reservation Advanced Search. Inside Reservation Advanced Search, there are 3 main search options. We can search by order, by passenger, or by account. We start with Search by Order. The agent does not need to fill out every field. Any combination of known information can be used. For example, if a customer is calling about a departure happening today, we can run the search using just that detail. The results load and show all matching orders for today. From here, we can further filter the list to narrow it down. When we click a confirmation number, it opens the order directly so we can assist the customer. Next, we return to the search area and select Search by Passenger. This option is helpful when the passenger did not book the ticket themselves and does not have the confirmation number. We can search using the passenger's name. The results display matching passengers. From here, we can print a ticket directly if needed, or select the confirmation number to open the full confirmation page. We also have Search by Account. This option searches by account holder information. Selecting an account opens the full account view, where we can manage reservations, credits, and customer details. Another option on the right side is Paid Ins. These are standalone items that can be sold outside of a ticketed order. Common examples include daily parking, weekly parking, or monthly parking. To process a paid-in, we enter the dollar amount, add any notes if needed, and confirm. The system then moves us to the payment screen. We select the payment type, such as cash or offline cash, and complete the transaction. Once completed, we have the option to print. A paid-in ticket or receipt is generated, and the transaction is now recorded in the system. Next, we look at baggage purchases outside of a normal order. This allows us to record a baggage purchase that is not linked to a boarding pass. We enter the passenger information, select the number of bags, and continue. This follows the same process as a paid-in. We complete the payment and can print a receipt or PDF if needed. Now we move to the transaction journal. This is where the agent can see all sales made during the shift. Selecting a transaction from this list opens the confirmation page, providing quick access without running a search. From here, we can also open the shift totals. When we open the shift report, we can view the breakdown of payments collected during the shift, such as total cash collected. When the agent is ready to end their shift, they select End Shift. The report can be printed, and once confirmed, the agent is logged out of the point of sale. After logging back in, the shift totals reset to 0, indicating a new shift has started. Finally, we look at printer setup. To connect a printer, we select Printer. From the drop-down menu, we choose the correct printer, select Save, and the printer is now configured. This enables zebra printing and standard receipt printing within the point of sale. This concludes this training on the MMC point of sale. Thank you for watching.